Today I'm making a rustic style slimline winter holiday card with some products from the release that Trinity are having at the end of the week, so it's a bit of a sneak peek. Crafty people, it's Tash here. Welcome back to my channel. If you like the video then please do give me a thumbs up, and if you aren't already subscribed I would absolutely love it if you'd consider hitting that button. So I'm going to be sneaking the layered pine forest stencil, and I've also got a cheeky sneak for one of the stamp sets that's coming out as well. So it's a slimline sized stencil. You get several stencils and each one has got two sets of images on, so as you can see there I'm just lining up the first row. Now you can choose to do it from the closest of the like the trees that are closest to you back, or you can go from the back to the front. I've tried both and liked both ways, but after my birch tree layering stencil before, I've now realised that the lighter trees go at the back, so that's what I'm doing this time. So I've just lined it up and I'm just going to be using Altenew inks for this project. So I've just blended really lightly that first layer of trees. You notice the cardstock that I have is not actually as long as the stencil, so you just want to make sure that you line it up one or the other at the ends of the stencils with the end of your paper or cardstock every time you line it up, and that will mean that you are in line. But don't do what I did. I made some of my first layer of trees shorter, and I don't know why I did that, but I did. So yeah, just don't do that. Just line up the bottom of the stencil with the bottom of your cardstock, or if you're working on a larger piece of cardstock because you want to cut it down, just make sure that all of those are in a line. So I'm now working on the second layer and just going a little touch darker. One thing that I really love about these trees is that they aren't all like completely straight. Some of them are like sort of tipped to one side or turned a little bit. It just makes it look much more realistic, because yeah, those trees have all got a little bit of character, which I really liked. So I'm using greens today, but you don't have to use green. I have another slight sneak. I may or may not have another project coming up after the release where I used a different set of colours. So I'm excited for you to see that. So as you can see here at the other end of the stencil, my cardstock didn't go all the way over that tree, but that's fine. I just blended the partial tree. What I started to do from the third stencil is just add a little bit of darker ink towards the bottom of the trees, just because that gives it a little bit of character. I just liked how that looks. Gives it a bit more dimension and contrast. Not character. Character was the trees. Oh my goodness. So I've now lined up. This is the fourth one. They're really easy to know which ones you line up, like which ones you use in which order, because the stencils clearly say like stencil 1 and 6, stencil 2 and 5, and stencil 3 and 4. And as long as you can read all of the writing, that it's the right way round, then you know that you've got your stencils the right way round. Also, I don't use them in this video, but all of those trees that are cut out, you get all of those masks too. I don't know whether I'm supposed to say that, but I think that's awesome, and I have some really fun ideas of how I'm going to use those as well. This release is really good. I mean, I love holiday cards anyway, so holiday release is going to be awesome to me, but this one is really awesome. I'm really excited, and I actually think I might get all of my cards done quite quickly this year, she says, just because I'm just so inspired by them. So here again, I'm adding some darker ink to the bottom of those trees, and you can see where all the stencils, they overlap each other. You're going to get different colours as well, where each of those colours are overlapping each other. I just think it gives a really, really, really beautiful look. And obviously there are 6 stencils, but you don't have to use all 6. If you wanted to, you could stop at any point, or you can miss some out from the middle, or it really is whatever you're most comfortable with. So because this last bit now is stencil 6 with stencil 1 on, it has got the tallest trees, so I'm just using a little piece of scrap paper there just to mask off that area just really, really quickly and easily, just so that I don't end up adding the tops of those longest trees that are on the opposite side of the stencil. So here I'm adding a lot more of the ink to get a more concentrated look, and because this is the darkest green that I have, the way that I've added some darker to the bottom is I just grabbed out this like reddy brown colour, and I'm just adding some of that because I know that that is just going to give me a darker tone to that green. You're not going to see that redness, and that works really well. And then look, there's our tree forest finished. I love it. Like, look, the little trees are like wonky and they're all different sizes, and yeah, I just think they're awesome. So I've got the why do I never remember the name of this die? I will have it linked. So I've taken, there's 2 Slimline dies that come with it with this set. So I've taken the larger of the 2, and I'm cutting that from some just like, it's called buff, just craft type cardstock that I have in my stash, and then I'm cutting the smaller one from my forest. So I am going to cut the tops of some of those trees off, but I kind of like it when the picture goes on beyond the card. It just makes it look very, I don't know, just makes it, I just like it, scenic. So I'm adding some glue to the back of here. Normally I do like to cut out the centre of my panels, as you know if you watch me regularly, but I want to make sure that this one's nice and sturdy because I know that more than likely this is going to be mailed to one of my friends somewhere on the globe, and so I want to make sure that it's going to get there without getting all crushed. So I've just lined that up, and that just gives you a really nice border around. I've kept this card really, really simple. So here is my sentiment. This I have stamped and die cut. This is part of a new stamp set that will be called Winter Winds, which is awesome. It's just also awesome. So I've just eyeballed that to get that straight. I just popped it on and lift it up so I can look at it head on, and just reposition that a little bit. So I'm adding some like clear but sort of clear sparkle, and they're called Melted Icicle sequins, just for a little bit of bling, doing my usual with 3 sort of sections of sequins, and yeah, I love how that looks. It's a really simple card, it's quite rustic, and yeah, I really like it, and this could work for any winter holiday or just to send warm wishes to a friend. I hope you like it. Can't wait to see what you guys make of the release. If you like the card and the video, then give me a thumbs up, drop a comment in the box below, let us know what your favourite sneak so far has been. So I have another video up on screen that I thought that you might be interested in. If you liked today's video, then please give me a thumbs up. If you aren't already subscribed, then there's a button on your screen to do that too. I hope that you have a lovely, happy, safe and wonderful week. Stay crafty. Bye!